okay, where if we allow victims of 9/11 to sue Saudi Arabia, other people elsewhere in the world can sue us. For example, some Iraqis are now suing America because we invaded that country back in 2003. Judge Napolitano is with us now. I said right from the get-go, should never have done this.
So you agree with the president?
On this, I agree with the president. I agree with Harry Reid. We have opened up Pandora's box to the lawyers, and I don't like that.
But you don't agree with Eric Holder on Snowden?
No. So you know I'm right on this. You know I'm right.
Well, to be precise, there are no lawsuits. There is legislation in what the Iraqis consider their legislative body, the name of which I don't know, which would permit these lawsuits. And quite frankly, you are correct. It is probably in response to the statute that just became law here over President Obama's veto, even though that statute has nothing to do with Iraq. That just permits a lawsuit against Saudi Arabia. Wait till Hezbollah starts suing America on the grounds that we provided some kind of weapon to Israel which killed a Palestinian. They'll do it. They will sue. Pandora's box. Well, the lawsuits should be thrown out. I mean, there are lawsuits and there are frivolous lawsuits.
Oh,
and frivolous lawsuits
on,
should be dismissed summarily.
But they're not, are they? How many judges are terrified of being overturned on appeal? Well, because that will go on there. It went on your record. You didn't want that. You didn't want overturn.
You're right about the attitude of most judges. This one was different, which is maybe why I'm no longer a judge. I'm here now. But most of them are very, very finicky about dismissing inappropriate lawsuits and sanctioning, you'll like this, sanctioning lawyers for filing inappropriate lawsuits.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah. I think they should do a lot more.
Where is this going to go? I don't know. But look, the legislation that you condemn was a judgment call. The judgment was 9/11 was so horrific. The perpetrators got off with so scot-free. It is worth putting up with the type of litigation you and I are both condemning in order to allow the 9/11 victims' families their day in court.
And I think it's driven in part by the lawyers who stand to gain a small fortune if they can get some money out of Iran.
You're probably right. You're probably right. It's also driven by the principle that where there's a wrong, there's a remedy. And because of our unique, bizarre, and mysterious relationship to Saudi Arabia, both the Bush administration, George W., and the Obama administration have denied that remedy. Not a hair on the head of the financiers of 9/11 has been harmed because they also finance some things we like.
Believe me, I don't want to stand in the way of justice when it comes to justice for 9/11 family victims. I don't want to stand in that way. I do not want to do that. But I do not want to open Pandora's box, and we have. I've got to move on.
All right. Don't we have another topic we're supposed to talk about?
Yes, we do. Approximately, well, at least, actually, $114 billion. That's how much American taxpayers have spent to rebuild Afghanistan. And a lot of that money has made it into the hands of corrupt officials and criminals who are now rich. What do you say about that?
Reprehensible, condemnable, and probably unconstitutional. Because the Constitution says only Congress can authorize payments of federal dollars, and it must be publicly recorded in a public journal, as they called it in the time they wrote the Constitution. You can't give a few $100 billion to the Defense Department and say, spend it however you want. And the spend it however you want has resulted in this kind of loss. Warlords turned into mafia dons and fat cats at the expense of the American taxpayer.
I think we're in agreement at long last. On that we agree. It's a tricky morning, but we agree on that one.